All right, today we're going to be playing a Star Wars X-Wing miniatures game. We're going to be using the new core set. So this is X-Wing 2.0. So we're going to have some new advanced TIE fighters and advanced X-Wing from the new Force Awakened movie. We even see it right here on the box from the new film, The Force Awakens. All right, we're going to go and show you our squadrons. All right, first up we have the Rebels. I will be playing them like it's actually the Rebels slash the Resistance. First up we have Poe Dameron. I don't know how to pronounce his new name yet. He's a new guy from the new movie, flying in a fancy new Incom T-70 X-Wing. So he's got cool stats. He is 31 points. He has Push the Limit, BB-8, which is a R2 unit, and Weapon Guidance. Next up, we have a K-Wing, which is also a new ship, not from Episode 7, but from Wave 7 of X-Wing. So this K-Wing is being flown by, let's get that out of the way, Miranda Doney, and she has extra munitions, a Connor net, advanced slam, and enhanced scopes. And then lastly, we have a plain old Blue Squadron Novice, another brand new X-Wing. He's going vanilla. So that's 100 points for the Rebels slash Resistance. All right, next up we have the Empire slash New Order being flown by Jake.
Hello.
All right, what do you got?
All right, so I have 4 of the new fighters. We have pilot scale 3 Zeta Squadron pilots. They're just vanilla, nothing on them. And then the Epsilon leader. He has a special ability, but he's also taking no additional buffs. And then I have Soontir Fel with auto thrusters and a stealth device.
Oh, okay. Sounds good. So that's Empire slash the New Order. Okay, guys, and before we begin, since we're going to be using the new X-Wing Core Set 2.0, might as well go over some of the new things that are in here. So here's the new X-Wing and the new white TIE Fighter. Now their stats are pretty similar to their forebears, the regular X-Wing and the regular old TIE Fighter. Some of the main differences are the X-Wing picked up an extra shield, and the TIE Fighter also picked up an extra shield. The TIE Fighter also got target lock, which it used to not have, and the X-Wing picked up boost. They also have some neat upgrade slots. Basically, they can take a new enhanced card, which I think Poe has on his stack. But anyway, just wanted to point that out before the game, that these X-Wings and TIE Fighters are not your granddaddy's X-Wings and TIE Fighters. These are new upgraded versions. All right, on to the game. All right, we have rolled and set out the asteroids. We're using the asteroids from the new core set, so they've got some cool shapes. Empire's going to be on that side. Say hi.
Hello.
And the Rebels will be flying from here on this side. All right, so on to deployment. All right, so we have deployed. Here is the Rebels slash Resistance on this side. I'll give you an overview picture. Facing them, we've got Soontir Fel and his brand new TIE Fighter buddies. So there we go. We're about to start turn 1. Okay, pilot skill 2, a Rebel X-Wing is doing a 2 sharp. And his action will be focus. All right, for sake of speed, Jake's going to do all of his pilot skill 3s at the same time. Looks like they're going 4.
They'll all focus.
I'll focus.
And this is my 6.
And those new TIE Fighters, they are all focused up. All right, I'm activating my 8s. I'll go with my K-Wing first, Miranda. So she's going 2 forward. And she's going to focus. And then Poe is also going 2 forward. will focus.
Alright, Soontir Fel is going to go 4 forward with the rest. And for his action, he will focus.
After the first turn, there is no combat. We are out of range, but we're getting closer, so we're going on to the next turn. Alright, pilot skill or movement. I'm going to play Enhanced Scopes or use that Enhanced Scopes card for my K-Wing. Normally he's pilot skill 8 and would move at pilot skill 8. He's going to be moving at pilot skill 0, so he moves first and gets out of the way of my X-Wing. So he's going 3 forward. Alright, and then for his action, he's going to be slamming, which lets him choose a maneuver on his dial. And he's going to go bank 1. We're going to try to tuck him in behind these asteroids. And since he has advanced to slam, he can perform an action after slamming, which will be to focus. Alright, next up, my pilot skill 2 X-Wing. He's doing a 2 sharp. And he will also focus.
Alright, so this first tie is going 3 forward. And for his action, he will focus. Second guy, same maneuver, 3 forward. And he will focus as well. My third guy, he will go 3 forward. And for his action, he will also focus.
Shock.
The Epsilon leader, he will go 3 forward.
Wait for it.
He will evade.
Oh, I didn't see that one coming. All right, Poe is coming up next. He is going 2 straight. All right, and then Poe's going to focus.
All right, Soontir Fel is going 3 straight. And he will focus. Soontir is out of range of pilot skill 2 guy.
All right, so he's out of range here. So next up's pilot skill 8 shooting. The K-Wing is going to be firing into that closest TIE fighter. Next up, Poe, but he has no target, so he's not shooting. Then we go to Jake's pilot skill 3. All right, so next up, that TIE is shooting long range to my rookie Blue Wing pilot, so here we go. One attack, and then we get 3 defense dice for range, so we got the evade. No damage.
The Zeta Squadron pilot is going to take 2 shots at range band 3 at the Blue Novice.
All right.
1 hit.
Okay. 3 defense dice, and we got 1 evade, so no damage. Recap of turn 2. We had some shooting, but no damage. So here's kind of where everybody lays. We're ready to start turn 3. All right, I'm activating Blue Squadron Novice. He's going 3 turn. He's diving right into the swarm. That's why he is a novice. And he's going to focus.
My first Zeta Squadron pilot is going to do 4 K turn. He will get a stress token. My second Zeta Squadron pilot is going to go 4 K turn as well. And he receives a stress token. My last Zeta Squadron pilot is going to do a 4K turn. And he is stressed. The Epsilon leader is going to join his squadron in the 4K turn. And he receives a stress.
Alright, I'm going to activate my K-Wing. Miranda's doing a 1. And that does not put her... Oh, it does put her on the asteroid. Oh, no. Alright, so I'm going to roll a die for my asteroid, and I'm good. Alright, next up is Poe. He's doing a 3 bank. And then he is going to focus.
Soontir Fel is going to do a 3K turn. And he receives a stress token, which means he gets a focus.
Soontir shenanigans. Look at that. Blue X-Wing, he could become a legend by taking out Soontir. For the shooting part of the turn, Jake has some new order shenanigans to play.
So, Epsilon leader, at the start of the combat phase, remove 1 stress token from each friendly ship at range 1.
Alright, so start of the combat phase, pilot skill 9, Soontir doesn't have a target. Poe doesn't have a target. K-Wing, sitting on an asteroid, can't do squat. So now we're going to go to all of Jake's pilot skill 3. We pre-measured off camera this Zeta Squadron pilot's the only pilot level 3 guy that actually has a shot. And he's going to be going into Blue Squadron Novice, range band 1, 3 dice. And you got
1 crit.
1 hit. And then 2 evade, or 2 dice, defense dice, which we've got 1 evade, which is all we needed. So Blue Squadron Novice will live to shoot. Okay, next up is Blue Squadron Novice. He's lined up on Soontir, so he's going to be firing 4 dice at range band 1. So here's his 4 attack dice. Alright, so we got, we'll spend our focus to make that 3 hits on Soontir.
I'll spend my focus token.
4 evades. Soontir survives. Okay, recapping turn 3. No damage. So Blue Squadron Novice lived up to his name of Novice and couldn't hit Soontir. The Zeta Squadron pilot couldn't damage the Novice. And the K-Wing, like an idiot, parked itself on a rock. So we're on to start turn 4. Alright, so first up is Blue Squadron Novice. He is 1 bank, which is going to crash him into Soontir, probably right about there.
Alright, so my first Zeta Squadron pilot is going to do a 4K turn. And he is stressed. Alright, so this Zeta Squadron pilot will do a gentle 2. And he crashes into the back of the Soontir.
No, that's not good for that Blue Wing pilot. Or Blue Squadron.
Alright, and then my last guy of the Zeta Squadron pilot is going to do a 2 straight. So he will just slide into him.
No, right into Blue Squadron pilot.
Alright, my Epsilon leader is going to do a hard 3. And For his action, he will focus.
Alright, so I'm activating Poe here. He is doing a 1 bank. He's coming around this asteroid. And then he's going to focus. Alright, and then Miranda in the K-Wing, she is going to 2 sharp it. And then we're going to have her slam and do a 2 bank. And this means she will not be able to shoot. However, since she has advanced slam, she will be able to focus.
Alright, Soontir is going to do a hard 1. He's just going right into the Epsilon leader.
Oh.
Alright, and the Epsilon leader takes away the stress from the Zeta Squadron pilot.
So the start of the shooting phase. Soontir, what are you doing?
Soontir is at range band 2 of Poe, and so he's going to take 3 shots at Poe.
Alright, so the expanded universe is shooting at Episode 7 guy.
3 hits.
Oh, okay, and Poe has 2 defense dice. And so that's 1 evade, so 2 shields off Poe. And Poe loses 1, 2 shields. Pilot skill 8 shooting. My K-Wing slammed, so it's not shooting. Poe is shooting range band 2 at this Zeta Squadron TIE Fighter. So we got 3 attack dice coming up. And we have 2 focus, so we will turn those into hits. Pilot skill 6 has no shot. So on to Jake's pilot skill 3s.
This Zeta Squadron pilot is going to take 3 shots at the Blue Squadron novice at range band 1. And no hits.
Alright.
Alright, this Zeta Squadron pilot is going to take a range band 2 shot at Poe. 2 shots. 1 hit.
And 1 evade. Alright, Blue Squadron Novice is going to try to redeem himself and take out Soontir. 4 dice. So that's 2 hits.
2 evades.
Soontir lives to fight another day. Alright, so recap. Again, not much damage. The only damage taken. 2 shields off Poe here. Everyone else is undamaged. No one can hit anybody. Alright, so first up in the movement phase, I'm going to treat her pilot skill as 0. So she's going to go 2 forward. And then for her action, she is going to slam. Alright, so the slam maneuver for her is going to put her here. And then for her action, we're going to drop the Connor net. Alright, next up, my Blue Squadron Novice. He is just making a 1, which is just enough to bump him into Soontir. So he gets no action.
Alright, so this Zeta Squadron pilot is going to go 2 straight, so he's just going to bump.
No, poor Blue Squadron Novice didn't see him coming.
Alright, the next Zeta Squadron pilot is going 2 straight, and he will actually bump into that first tie. If the K-Wing doesn't come with it.
so we're using a new feature from the K-Wing expansion pack, which is the Connor Net. Basically, when anyone moves through it or starts their turn on it, it explodes. They take 2 ion tokens of damage and lose their action. So that's what's going to happen here. So Jake's going to activate that Zeta Squadron pilot.
So he does a 4K turn. So he doesn't complete it.
And that detonates the Connor Net.
So he is ionized, he's stressed, and he takes damage.
And he takes a damage. Alright.
Alright, so my Epsilon leader is doing one of the new maneuvers for this TIE fighter. So he is doing a 2K turn.
Alright, Poe is activating. He's doing a 1 gentle. And then he is going to boost.
Alright, so Soontir Fel is doing a gentle 3 maneuver.
That is gentle. So gentle.
And he will evade.
Right, so Soontir, highest combat skill, but he is not shooting at anybody. Next up is Poe. He's going to be firing at that damaged Zeta Squadron pilot. Range band 1, 4 attack dice. And we got 1 hit. 2 evade, so no damage. And next up, the K-Wing would fire, but since it's slammed, it's not doing that. And then Jake's pilot skill 6 guy is firing at Poe at range band 2.
One hit.
Oh, 1 damage. So Poe loses his last shield.
So this Zeta Squadron pilot here is going to shoot Poe at range band 1.
Alright.
So 3 dice. That is 1 hit.
And 2 evade. So he takes 1 damage. And that damage is there. So he has 2 more hull left.
Alright, and this other Zeta Squadron pilot is going to take a close range 1 shot at Poe. 3 dice. Nothing.
And last but not least, the Blue Squadron Novice is going to be firing at range band 1 at that damaged, ioned, and stressed TIE fighter. So that's going to be 4 attack dice. And we got 2 hits.
2 evade.
Alright, so just a recap of this turn. Poe lost his shields, took 1 damage, so he has 2 hull points left. This TIE fighter here is ionized and stressed, and no other damage. So again, lots of hits being rolled and the same number of evades. So we're on to the next turn. I'm going to use my ability to activate Miranda here first. She's got a 2 sharp. And then she will focus. Next up, Blue Squadron Novice is going to Talon roll. And that maneuver totally stresses that guy out.
Alright, so this guy is ionized, so these tokens go away, and he moves 1 forward. And he is still stressed. Alright, so this Zeta Squadron pilot is going to do a 2K turn. Just enough room. And he is stressed.
Oh,
And this last one, he will do a 4K turn. And he makes it. He is also stressed. Alright, my Epsilon leader is going to do a hard 2 maneuver. And that is a green maneuver for these new ties. So he will focus.
Alright, now we're going to go with Poe here. He's doing a bank of 1. Which tucks him in nice and neat. Right behind that TIE fighter. He's going to push the limit, so he will be stressed. And he is going to focus and target lock.
All right. We are doing a hard 1 with Suntir. And then we will attempt to boost.
Oh, if I could only drop a counter net in front of him. Alright, so start of the shooting phase. Suntir, range band 2, into Poe. Can you take him out?
1 hit.
And I have a focus token, so I can use Poe's special ability to be able to turn this into an evade, so no damage. Look out, Zeta Squadron pilot. Poe is right behind you. Alright, so Poe is firing 4 dice, range band 1. So we're using some new models, new rules. Jake kindly let me revise how we modified my dice. So we're using weapons guidance, which Poe has as an extra card, to change this hit or this blank to a hit. And then we're using Poe's special rule, which if he has a focus token, he can change 1 focus to a hit, which lets him get 4 hits a step. Since Miranda did not slam in her K-Wing, she's going to be shooting at range band 1 at this tie. Normally she gets 2, 1 for being at range band 1, and then she's going to use her special rule, which lets her spend 1 of her shield tokens to add an attack die to the attack pool. So she's going to be rolling 4 dice total on that TIE fighter. And she scores 3 hits. We'll spend the focus to turn that one into a hit. So 4 hits. And 3 hits is enough to... Oh no, you're a new TIE fighter, so you lose a shield and 2 hull points. So 1 is regular damage, and then 1 is a crit.
After executing a maneuver, if you are touching another ship or overlapping an obstacle token, suffer 1 damage.
Alright, so he's on his last leg.
Alright, so from Epsilon Leader special ability, this Zeta Squadron pilot is going to lose the stress token because he is within range band 1.
Alright, so next up, this guy here, the Epsilon pilot,
Yep.
is going to be firing range band 1 into Poe. Can Poe survive?
3 hits.
Ooh, alright, so here we go. 2 evades.
So 1 critical.
1 critical. Alright, and that critical is...
Yes!
Direct hit! Oh! Ah! And Poe and his tokens all go.
So this Zeta Squadron pilot is taking a range band 2 shot at the K-Wing. Gonna get 2 dice.
And Miranda gets 1 back. Oh, so she loses a shield. Next up.
Alright, next up, 2 shots from this one. This one will be at range band 3. 2 hits.
1 evade, so 1 more shield loss for Miranda. Okay, last up is Blue Squadron Novice. He's going to be firing on that Epsilon pilot with 1 hull point left. It's range band 2, so he's going to be throwing 3 dice. And we got 2 hits. And 2 focuses. That's enough to kill Epsilon pilot. Alright, so just a recap of that turn. It was pretty bloody. Damien Poe managed to take out a TIE fighter before he himself was destroyed by another TIE fighter. And then Novice Blue Squadron pilot killed Poe's killer. So here we are with what's left. A K and an X versus 2 TIEs and an Interceptor. I just wanted to point it out with this enhanced scopes that is on the K-Wing that it looks like that her pilot skill is 0 automatically. She doesn't get to choose between 8 or 0. So if I played that earlier wrong, and you've already put it in the comments down below, please know we caught it and we'll make sure to follow it from here on out. Alright, so we'll activate Miranda and her K-Wing. She's doing a 2. And then she's going to slam and do the same maneuver. And she's going to drop her last Connernet. Alright, then Blue Squadron Novice. He's doing a green maneuver that gets rid of his stress, and he's just crashing into the back of the TIE fighter.
Alright, so this Zeta Squadron pilot is doing Signor's Loop. And he is stressed. This Zeta Squadron pilot is doing a gentle 2 and straight through that. Field. So I take 1 damage and receive 2 ionize tokens. Alright, and Soontir will do a hard 1. And for his action, focus.
Here's the combat shooting phase.
Soontir is going to take a range band 1 shot at this K-Wing.
No.
4 dice. 4 hits.
Oh, and Miranda gets 1 defense die. Oh, and nothing. 4 hits. Any of those crits?
Nope. Regular hits.
So Miranda loses her last shield and takes 1, 2, 3 damage. She's 2 away from destruction. Alright, next up, my K-Wing. Miranda's going to shoot. She's going to use her special ability. She's only going to throw 1 attack die at this TIE fighter, so she gets back 1 shield. So here we go. And it's nothing. My kind and generous opponent has pointed out that since Miranda was at range band 1, she should give an extra die. So add a blank to her focus, and she still does nothing.
Alright, so range band 1 shot with my Zeta pilot. I'm going to get 3 dice. 2 hits.
Alright, Miranda, you can do this. Ah! Alright, so she loses her shield she just generated, and she takes 1 more damage. Blue Squadron Novice. Range band 2. 3 dice attack into this ionized TIE fighter. 2 hits.
1 evade.
Okay, so that's a crit.
Damage cockpit. Starting the round after you receive this card, treat your pilot skill value as 0.
So recap of the turn. The K-Wing took a pounding. She's on 1 hull point left, so it's a good thing we diverted the shields to the hull. And this TIE fighter ran into a Connernet, got itself ionized, and then also took a point of damage from Blue Squadron Novice. On to the next turn. Start of movement.
Alright, so this Zeta Squadron pilot is ionized, so he's going 1 forward. And for his action, he will evade.
Okay, Miranda and her K-Wing, they're doing a 2 turn. And she will focus. Alright, then Blue Squadron Novice, he's doing 2. And he's going to focus.
Alright, so this Zeta Squadron pilot is doing a gentle 2.
Not if Blue Squadron Novice has anything to say about it.
And then Suntir will do a hard 1. And I will get a focus. Alright, Suntir is going to take a range band 1 shot at Miranda. 4 dice. And I will focus for 3 hits.
And Miranda will not evade, which kills her. Alright, so Blue Squadron Novice is going to go next. Both of the TIE fighters don't have a target. He bumped and he's facing the wrong way. So he's going to get a 4 dice attack onto that Zeta Squadron pilot. So here we go. And we're going to focus to make that 3 hits.
And we have a token, so we have 3 evades.
3 evades. Alright, he lives. Another turn. Quick recap last turn. Suntir fell, murdered Miranda. My K-Wing is no more. And Blue Squadron Novice, you let me down. He couldn't land a hit on this ionized TIE fighter. Alright, so we'll see if Blue Squadron pilot can survive 1 more turn.
Alright, my Zeta Squadron pilot's skill is 0 from the critical that I took earlier, so he's going to move first. He's doing a 4K turn. And he is stressed.
Alright, Blue Squadron Novice. He's going to do a Talon roll. And that stresses him out.
Alright, this Zeta Squadron pilot is going to do a Segnord loop. And he is stressed. Suntir fell is going to do a hard 2 maneuver. And he will focus.
I'm sure he would.
Alright, Suntir is going to take a range band 1 shot at the last X-Wing. 4 dice. And I will go for 4 hits.
Alright, 2 defense dice. So we take 4 hits. We lose all 3 of our shields. And he takes damage.
Zeta Squadron pilot is taking a range band 3 shot at the X-Wing. 2 dice. 1 critical.
Alright. X-Wing's throwing 3 defense dice. And we got the evade. Alright, so here's my plan. Blue Squadron pilot's firing next. He's going to one-shot Suntir. I'm calling it right here. And then he's going to knock out these other 2 TIE fighters at his leisure, thus raising himself from novice to master. So here we go. 4 dice on Suntir. And we got 2 hits.
2 evades.
Alright, so maybe that plan's not going to work.
Alright, we're going to take our range band 3 shot through an asteroid at your X-Wing. 2 hits.
Uh-oh. 4 defense dice.
1 crit.
Oh, no. If this is direct damage, he's out. Damage sensor array. You cannot perform any actions except actions listed on the damage card. All right.
Alright, so this Zeta Squadron pilot is going to remove the stress and go 3 forward. Alright, and for his action, he's going to focus.
Okay. Blue Squadron Novice, 1 forward. He is not stressed. And he will try to clear his critical hit, which he does.
This Zeta Squadron pilot is going to do a gentle 2 and get rid of the stress. And he is going to focus.
Sure you don't want to evade there?
No, I'm good. Soontir fell. He's going to do a hard 1. And for his action, since he can't shoot anyway, he will try to barrel roll over here. To try and set it up for the next turn. This Zeta Squadron pilot is going to take 3 shots at this novice. And 3 hits.
Alright, so as you'll notice, there are no Rebel/Resistance ships on the board, which means the Empire/New Order wins. Congratulations,
Woo!
Jake.
Good game.
And so that's our Star Wars Core Set 2.0 first game. Hope you enjoy it, and please feel free to leave comments down below. Alright, so post-game, Jake, how do you think the New Order/Empire forces worked out for you?
I think the new TIE fighters are great. My favorite thing about them is their movement dial got a lot better. And also that shield going up to being 4 hits to take down is quite a difference than having that 3. So yeah, I think they're a much needed improvement.
All right, just to wrap things up here, I'm going to talk about the ships I flew. I really like the new X-Wing. The Talon roll seems like it's going to add some new options to the X-Wing. Having an extra shield sure seems nice, so these puppies are taking 6 damage points before they go down. The K-Wing seems pretty cool. Looks like there's a lot of potential to it that I haven't yet mastered. Seems like the bomb dropping is going to be crucial to that. So we'll see. I enjoyed my squadron, even though they got wiped out by the evil bad guys. So there you go. Thanks.